Morning, everybody. Hola. We'll give YouTube a chance to get everybody notified that we are here. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Anand. I believe we're up and running. Oh, the bell rang. Ding, ding, ding. Those who are looking to see what's in the market, what's the market doing already? It should have just opened up. I'm going to let me share my screen so we can see. So quickly I forget that I only have one screen. I'm spoiled with two screens at home. Let's see, this is SPX. Open this one. Let's see if we can get to a smaller time frame. Seems like it opened near where we closed on Friday. I'm at SPX. Yes, I am. We closed on Friday at 49.48 and we opened this morning about the same place, 49.48. Good morning, everybody. This is the 2-minute chart we're looking at on SPX. It opened up going down. Let's go see what we have to see from. Let's look at the VIX and stuff first. The VIX is at 1419. It's up 0.34 cent or 2.45%. VIX is up just a little bit this morning. VIX being up generally means market is going down. Yahoo Finance says why Wall Street is still bullish as rate cut hopes fade. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to have any rate cuts before later in the year anyway. U.S. futures dip as Powell chills rate cut hopes. Anybody watch the 60 Minutes last night and see what he said on 60 Minutes? Maybe there's some information we gleaned. I couldn't see him. I really can't see him doing a whole lot of like talking like some real specific information on 60 Minutes. I'd be very shocked if he went into, too much for the world to see on 60 Minutes. I would be surprised. All right, let me see. I got Adrian. I said, hey to Lady T, good morning. Karen is good morning. Grand Rising means good morning. Some people prefer to say Grand Rising in place of good morning because morning sounds like the same as morning. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. People say it all the time, and I just always wondered what they meant by Grand Rising. I mean, I gathered the context of it. I just was wondering if there was something else behind it. McDonald's sales fall short amid earnings beat. Hmm. Is anybody else who goes, if anybody, I don't go to McDonald's hardly ever, but the last time I went to McDonald's, I figured I just rolled through here, grabbed me a real quick Big Mac meal. That thing was over $10. I was like, this feeling like Chick-fil-A prices. Let me go on over here because in the complex, there was the McDonald's and the Chick-fil-A were like in this complex together. I was like, well, for these prices, I could have ran on over to Chick-fil-A and had the chicken with a million different ingredients. Made a flipped entire narrative on AI investments, Exxon and Chevron earnings, January jobs report, what to watch. Okay. Our pre-market was mostly red, right? Dow futures down 27.27%, S&P futures down 0.21%, Nasdaq futures down 0.09%. Stock futures slip as Powell says Fed needs more evidence before cutting rates. Can't say I blame him. European markets shift lower as investors ponder Fed Powell's comments. Unit credit jumps 9.7%. This is in Europe. We got basically a 60-40 in favor of the red. Asia, um, 80% red, and the Nikkei is the only one that's green. China stocks rebound off of 5-year lows as stimulus comes into effect. Most Asian markets drop. Okay, what do we have on our meetings list today? We've got final services PMI at 9:45. That's a yellow folder. And we've got ISM services PMI at 10 o'clock. And at 2 o'clock, we've got FOMC member Bostic is speaking, and the loan officer survey is happening at 2 o'clock. That's what's going on there. Jump back to the chart. We've dipped down to the support of 49.47. Just below, this is a 200 period moving average on the 2-minute chart. The 200 period moving average will operate as support and or resistance no matter which chart you're on. It may not be like super strong, like a huge zone, but it will operate as a slowdown point. Okay, you good? All right, thank you, dear.
Thank you.
So let's see, where are we going next? I was going to take us back to see what Adam had to say. Let's look at earnings first. Well, let me go to Adam first, and then we'll come back to earnings. Adam says after a 130-point run from last Wednesday that got to 49.70 target, SPX is seeing its next mini dip. 49.45 was the first support down as posted, tested 2 times overnight and held, likely due to for some post-rally chop. Post-rally chop. 49.45 is support, which is where we almost are right now. I think we opened at 49.48, right? 49.47. That keeps 49.57, 49.70 alive. If 45 fails, then we dip more to 49.34 and 49.25, right? If you're trading XSP, the highest number that's mentioned, 497, and the lowest, 492. Remember, Adam Mancini, is a level-to-level trader. So he buys level to level. And we take his numbers and then we utilize them. He does ES. We do SPX. So many people in our community. So I transfer his numbers into SPX numbers after I see what the gap is between the two. And we use that to help do some guidance for SPX. And since we do it as a seller, what we're looking to see is where won't the price go. So where he says 49.70, we would look at strikes above 49.70 for call credit spreads. And where he says 49.25 is where we would dip to, then we look for strikes below at or below 49.25 in order for our put credit spread. Okay. If you do XSP though, you got 497 for the calls and 492 for the puts. Lady T said fries $4. No ma'am, that's ridiculous. That is redonkulous. The whole bag of potatoes is less than $4. Janae says good morning. Hey there. And Nonkali, it says good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's go back and check out our earnings. Earnings this morning. Let me take myself off the screen so we can see. I can do this and then close. Let me see. I need another one. There we go. This one takes me off. Okay. So we had Caterpillar, McDonald's this morning, On Semi or On Semi, Estee Lauder, Tyson, Allegiant, IDEX. I can't see. This one here is little, just a little bit. After market today, we're going to have Palantir. I got a way to fix it. We'll have Palantir, we'll have Symbotic, Vertex, NXP, Simon, Chegg, FMC, Amcor, Rambus, and Crown. Right? These other two this morning was Air Products and Roland. Tomorrow morning, you're going to have before market opens, you got Eli Lilly, LLY, Spotify is tomorrow morning, Fiserv, Hertz, BP, Toyota, Oh, I wonder if Toyota's going to have good earnings. I didn't mention them yesterday. I don't think I recognized them. Spirit, Checkpoint, Amatec, and Cummins is tomorrow morning. The ones I think of interest there would be the Lilly and probably Toyota. Y'all remember back not long ago where Hertz was like hanging on by a thread? Y'all remember that? Hertz was like, we're barely holding on. I'm just holding on, and I won't let go my faith. That's what they was doing, singing before. Okay, that's our earnings. I think that's where I wanted to be. Okay, we've got some trade ideas. Got some trade ideas. We've talked about this. There, you can find these in all of the telegrams. If you're in any of my telegrams, you can find these. If you follow me on social media, you should be able to find these on Facebook. I don't think I put it on. I didn't do a video on TikTok or Instagram, but you can find it on Facebook. Of course, I sent them an email. So if you're on my email list, you can also get them. You can also get them there. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. And if you find the information that I provide to you valuable, you should send a super chat. Yep, we come here free every morning. If you see it that it's value to you, put me $1.99, $2.99, $4.99 into the super chat. Whatever you feel comfortable providing there, then put it there. Snap is cutting 500 jobs before their earnings report. Ooh, before earnings, they might want to wait till after earnings before they cut. Well, maybe it doesn't matter when they put out the report. It doesn't matter whether they cut people or not. Folks are gonna buy if they're gonna buy, and they're not gonna buy if they're not gonna buy. Period. Okay. So we've got some ideas here. Our small account challenge started yesterday. Small account challenge started yesterday, and we had a kickoff meeting yesterday evening at 6:30. If you missed the meeting and you got the email, please join the Telegram group. You'll be able to see all the stuff that we went over. The replay of last night's kickoff call is in our Telegram if you're in the small account challenge. If you're with me in the small account challenge, in the chat, please put me. Put me if you're in the small account challenge. Put yourself in there and say me, 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 me. Say me. Say me. I'm there. Count me in, sus. Yes, I see a me, a me, a me, a me. Yes, good job. Come on in and let's look at what we're looking at. We didn't have on our list yesterday USO, but I wanted to revisit. I see some more me's, Yay, me. Oh, there's a ad popping up in the middle of this video. What in the world? You won't be able to hear me if an ad plays. Thank you, YouTube, for generating resources. All right, this is the USO. We talked about USO yesterday on the call to see if that might be something we want to trade. Now, USO um, expires twice a week. I don't think I knew that before, but I don't know if I think I might have traded USO one time. I don't really remember ever trading it. But this is the USO chart. He put us a rectangle on this gap that is here. If we're looking for some support and or resistance, we've actually got some support, looks like here. Support is at this candle from January 17th. And resistance on the daily chart would be up here at 72, from 66 to 72. All right, let me stop sharing for a second. Ocho says me. Janae says me. Netta says me. Yes, I love it. I love it. If you've got a stock in mind that you're going to trade for your first small account challenge, put that in the chat. If you got one in mind, if you're looking at something and you're saying, I think I'm going to trade blank, go ahead and put that in the chat. Put that in the chicka chat. Okay, now I can share again. XSP, you going out with it, John. Going out there. Let's see. XSP, John, do you have my, come on, John, do you have my XSP resource? That way or did you already know how to trade it before? We have the SPX for weekly and daily, for daily and weekly profits. XSP is in there. You can also use the spxplaybook.net. And honestly, you can find there's one or two videos, I think, on my YouTube that give you a little skeleton of how to trade it. You were just learning from me. All right, John, I love it. I love it. INTC we're looking at. We'll look at that. And T triple Q. G triple Q is one of the ones I trade regularly. So let's look at these. All right. I'm going to look at USO first. Gonna look at USO first, see what we got going. Again, I always tell y'all we don't have to jump in the market early as sellers. We got time on our hands. So we don't have to jump in too early when we're a seller. Okay, but I'm looking at USO. Oh, come on. Okay, let me just move this. Save myself. Our support is, like I said, at this 66.45 is support. There's another one just below it at 65.95. And if we're looking at resistance, it's up here above at 73.32. Oh, sorry, 72.87 is where that is. Okay, you can go ahead and click. Okay, so if we looked here for, what do y'all think? Call credit spread, put credit spread. I like the put credit spread because it's coming into the zone, but what we would want to see is that it hits this zone and starts to go back, right? We want to be sure that it's going to move the other way. Now, what we do have is we do have the bottom of the Bollinger Band is here, so that will provide some support at 65. And we've got support from previous days. So that this one is a good support back here on January the 17th. See how it hit this and went up, 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 up. So it may do the same thing again. But let's look to see what would be good strikes. On the put credit spread side, we're looking at this Wednesday. Oh, sorry, we want single. Following the steps, we're looking under the put side and we're looking at probability out of the money. And we want to at least try to get at least 70. Here it tells us that 66 is a good, almost 70%. If you want a little more security, you can go down to 65. So I'm going to switch over to vertical. The 66 is paying $17 and the 65 is paying $9. Now this is a one spread, which means you are leveraging $100 minus your premiums. So $100 minus your premiums, right? 65 keeps you in a little safer place. You're going to take in less premiums. That's the way that works. If you get a little closer, because current price is 67, but remember we talked about the plus minus number. Here it says it's plus minus 1.8, which is really subtracting 2. And if you subtracted 2 from this, you'd be around 65. So 65 would be safer, right? 65 would be safer because it goes with the plus minus number. You take 66.98 and subtract 1.88, you'd be at 65. You could do that. If you don't like the premiums that you're going to get there, you could always, it's paying $12 now, you could always adjust this to something higher. You could adjust it to something else that you like. All right. Here we go. So now that was USO. Let's look at INTC. Okay, INTC is riding along the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Let's find us some support. I think it's here at 41.52. Call credit spread or put credit spread. CCS would be safer, but it will be less premium. Hmm. You have to watch. Let's go back to that because I want to look back at USO to make sure if we want to look at a call credit spread, let's change this back to single. The only problem you have is it is as a call credit spread. If we're looking at it, we've got a gap above us that now needs to be filled. That's USO, right? Yep. So let me put us, do we have shapes here? Yep. That is not what I wanted. I want you. Nope, that doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does. Draws it like that. Okay, that'll work. I'm not super fond, but we'll go with it. This is our gap that's between these two here, and that gap is going to need to be filled or going to want to be filled, right? So if you're looking at a call credit spread, you'd want to do a call credit spread above this gap at least, and the gap goes up to 69 and some change. Goes up to 69 and some change. So let's look on the trade screen at above 69 or at the call credit spread. Probability out of the money at 69 is 82%. That's a good safe place. Let's see if we change this to vertical and we did 69.70. That is paying $12 as well. That's paying $12 too. I would adjust it for a few more dollars, see what you get out of there. See what you get out of there. Okay. Now, again, you look at the termination, there is more downward pressure. So call credit spread above here. Let me see. Put it right here. Call credit spread at or above 69. And put PCS at or below 65. 65 is a little bit lower than there, but that's what's going on this chart. 65 is actually, come on, you can move. Nope, I just want you to grab so I can move you. Can I move you? Nope. Okay. No time for fooling up with stuff that won't. That's monuments. Okay, that's USO. Let's go back to INTC. If you're not sure, you're doing the right thing by watching. And if you're not sure how to do spreads, do your first several in your sim, in your paper account, okay? We've got a huge gap that is between these two dates from like 44 all the way up to 49 and some change is a monstrous gap. Oh, I don't know if I wanted that. We've got some support here. Support's actually here as well, which is 42.51. I hope y'all, let me make these a little bit bigger. This is what's going on. This is today's candle. It's kind of little bitty right now. Looking at this one, what do we see for a trade? Call credit spread, put credit spread. Anybody? I see here, I think a call credit spread would be a little risky because you're going to have to get into the gap unless you decide you're going to go above the gap. But there is some resistance inside the gap. But let's see. There's a resistance place right here with this candle. Is there a reason why you're not just putting the line there? There we go. At 46. John says a call credit spread. I like that there's because it's been going down, so a call credit spread is going to feel safer, but you're going to have to get inside the gap in order for your strike. So let's go to trade on, put it on single. We're going to look at this Friday on the call credit spread side, where we saw the resistance and the gap was at 46. Let me see if there's something a little bit back that we may be missing that's closer. You can go with, there's some stuff right in here. Oh Lord, what are you doing? Okay, how about we turn this to, there we go. There's some resistance here at 44.98 based on this candle from November 29th. That area there. So there's another piece of resistance in the middle of the gap that could assist. 44.98, so 45. Right. Anytime you see peaks and valleys, just because it was resistance here, it could be resistance further down the road, or support and resistance can definitely flip. All right. So let's go to the chart, to the trade, the option chain. We saw 45. 45 is a 90% probability out of the money. 44 is 77. Some people like over 80. You can pick that 44.5. This is going to be a 0.5 spread. You can make it wider if you want to, but 0.5 is the minimum you can do. So 44.5 to 45 is paying $5. I don't really do too many $5 trades. If I'm doing a 50-cent spread, I'm looking for at least $8 or $9. And what you can do if you like this strike, you can put in what you want in the limit box and just let it sit and let it work. And then if it gets to that price, it'll pick up. And if it doesn't, then you leave the trade alone. If you like that strike, don't adjust your strike just because you want more money. If you like the strike, then adjust the money and wait. Okay? Don't adjust your strike because you want more money. Adjust the money at the strike that you like. Okay, so if you, I would be comfortable with 44 because it's a 76% out of probability out of the money, but according to our chart, 44, 45 was where this resistance was. If you're cool with going with 44, 44.5, that is actually paying $8. Don't know what strikes you were looking at for INTC, Janae. Okay, let's move to T-Triple-Q next. Look at it on the chart. T-Triple-Q. It's the mini of the Qs. The mini of the Qs. I see some support down at 52.71. There's some support at 51.86. There is a gap here we must take into consideration. Here. Okay. So that the bottom of the gap is also going to provide some support for us. What do we see here? Call credit spread, put credit spread. We're looking at, just don't know if it'll go down below 40 and 39. That's true. Looking at T-Triple-Q, what do y'all think for? We're at resistance. It went up here Friday and it wasn't able to push through, but it may push through today. We just don't know. We guys hit it once, twice, 3 times. Today it's hovering. I would like a call credit spread just because of the proximity. You're going to get better premiums, but a put credit spread, you know, it's because it's going in an upwards direction. Could also be you go with the trend. So if you go with starting down at the bottom of this trend and riding up, there's your trend line. Let's see what the call credit spread numbers. If we can get above, let me go back to the chart. If we can get above the Bollinger Band and get some premiums, this is 59, that might work for us. Okay. On the call credit spread side, let's look at 59. 59 is 73% probability out of the money. You can go up one more to 60. You know, we're currently at 57. Our plus minus number says 2.8. So we're adding 2.8 to the 57. That puts you just below 60. Vertical, we're going to 60, 61. That is paying $15. 60, 61 is paying $15 on the call credit spread side, right? If we want to look at the put credit spread side, because we do know the Qs like to go up, it actually, there's several more strikes. If we go down 2.8 or down 3, that's going to put us at 54. 54 would be 79% probability out of the money. You see T triple Q is a 50-cent spread down here. It's 50-cent spread down here. What did I say, 54? Turning the vertical, 53.554 is paying $7. Paying $7. See what else was the closer. 75 is 54 and a half. 54 and a half is paying $10. 54, 54.5 is paying, on the put credit spread, is paying $10. That's a 20% return. See, I would go with that because it's a 50-cent spread, but you're going to collect $10. I'd go with that. Okay, that was T triple Q. Starbucks. John, I'm gonna come back around to XSP. So if you hold on, we'll swing back when the timing gets good. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. We can go and look at what it's doing. This is Starbucks. This was earnings day. It jumped up and then dropped right back down in the same zone it left. Back like I left something. That's what Starbucks said. Let's see, what do we have for support and resistance? Got that. And we've got one more under here. Oh, come on. 92, 91.63 and 92 are both support areas. It's been in this zone for a while. Do y'all see how it's been in between this whole zone here? It's been in this window for a good period of time. And if you widen the area, you can see it's traded in between this zone. I'd probably go with here. It's traded in between this zone for all these days. Since the first of the year, it's been in the same zone. It's just kind of bumping, bumping, bumping. It jumped out and came right back. Y'all see that? So when that happens, if you believe it will continue, then that's a way for you to potentially do an iron condor. Iron condor means you do a call credit spread on top of the zone. Maybe you go up as high as this at 95, because this is actually, I would call this more the top. This up here didn't last. And then you can go down as low as 91.63. So between 91 and 95, it seems to be staying in there, right? Even when it drops down, the wicks won't let it go through. So let's look and see if there's opportunities. The 91 is a 73% probability out of the money. And what did we say? 96, 91 and 96. And 96 is a 93%. So we probably can bring in a little closer. 75, 94 and 91. We got a plus minus 2. That puts us at 91 or 90 and some change, right? So 90, so probably 90. And to go up to puts us at 95. So 90 and 95. Let's change them to verticals. The 90 is paying $10. 89.90 is paying 10. For anybody who's looking at Starbucks, I'm talking to you now. Mommy love. And 95, I think I said, is paying $5. Now what you get here is because you have both sides working, you're gonna collect $15 total, 10 and the 5, and you're leveraging this at $100. You don't have to do capital twice if you're doing iron condor. Just make sure you watch your chart, enter when you're ready. Okay. Let's go back to XSP. Well, I want to hit the SPX, see what it's doing. We can look at our 15-minute breakout. For those who are looking to break out, I haven't forgotten y'all, my breakout community. This is a 15-minute chart. And with the 15-minute chart, we're looking to see where is our, do I have my big reds? This was the 15-minute, nope, this was the 15-minute candle. It needs to be big and red. Here we go. And then the other one, this is the bottom of that same candle. So it looks like SPX is trying to break out to the downside at this point. We still got a few more minutes to confirm that though, so don't enter your trades just yet for the SPX people. Let's confirm the direction before you enter. Usually about 10:15, you start looking. Enter between 10:15, 10:30. If you're using the PDT hack, if you're not using the PDT hack, you need to wait and use the SPX daily or weekly. Maybe use a different strategy. Okay, you want to do that. Notice that the Bollinger Bands are starting to turn downwards, going right along, but it's riding it. It might just hit, go boop. We don't know. SPX has a mind of its own. Has a mind of its own. Okay. Let's look through at XSP. Anybody who's looking at 0DTE, you want to follow the same conventions that you would on SPX, except that you don't have you can still use the PDT hack if you want to, but if you wait too long in the day, then the premiums kind of start to disintegrate and you have to get closer than you may be comfortable getting. Looks like the chart was going down, so we probably would look at the call credit spread first. 496. Didn't our graphic say 497 this morning? 496 is an 82% probability of the money. 497 would probably be safer. Let's look at vertical. 497 is only paying $5. We don't get $5 for 100 of leverage. No. So you got two options. Put in what you want and wait, or give it some time and confirm. Because if you're going to get one step closer, 496 is paying more. It's paying $11, but you want to be comfortable with 496 as a place, as a you want to be comfortable with 496 as a strike. Looking here on the 15-minute chart, there actually is a pause, or it's something right in here. That's 495 and some change. So you could use that as your support. But let's go. What I didn't look at while we were there was the plus minus number, 1.9. We're currently at 493.88. So let's say 494. You add two more to that, you're at 496. That does help from that standpoint, that the plus minus number is 1.9 and you're going to add that to the current price. Probability out of the money for 496 is at 82%. Those are all good confirming things. Okay, so 496 on the vertical. Could go with that. And again, it's paying $11. Now, XSP, you are letting expire, right? You can close it if you want, but if you open and close it today, that's going to be a day trade. Unless if you got 25K, you don't matter. You know, I mean, sorry, if you got 25K, that doesn't matter. Not that you don't matter. If you got 25K, that doesn't matter. But if you don't have 25K in your account, you're going to want to watch your day trades, which means you either need to open it and let it expire, or you need to use the PDT hack to lock in the profit or the loss so that way you don't have to close it. All right. 496.97 on the call credit spread side of XSP. You're welcome, John. I would probably go with, but see, it's now trying to act like it wants to turn around. You want to make sure that you confirm the direction. According to SPX, it does seem like it wants to go. It is now outside of the zone of that first 15-minute candle, but you want to make sure, right? And we see the MACD is gaining strength as well. Moving averages are fanning out. There's some confirmation that it probably will go down for a bit. We don't know how long because SPX can turn on the dime. It can turn on a dime. Alrighty, I had one more Clean Spark. I didn't see the premiums I liked on Clean Spark Anand, but let's go see what we see. Probably because it's not an expensive stock. I probably would go with a call credit spread at this point because it seems to be wanting to go down. All right, this is also resistance in here. A lot of resistance, like 836, 803, 7 something. I probably would do that. Let's go see what's in the call credit spread side. 69% probability out of the money is 8.5, and 9 is a 79% probability out of the money. So either 8.5 or 9. Let's see what kind of money. 8.5 is paying $10. 9 is probably going to be paying 5. Oh, it's also paying $10. That's interesting that they're both paying $10. It's a 50-cent difference between the two. Because you can always put in the order and let it work. Let it work. Let's see if we go to monitor. It says it's currently worth 10. It says it's worth $10 for a 50-cent spread. $10 for a 50-cent spread might work for you. Okay. Okay, so you can always check and use this list or use, if again, the things that you pick that you would trade, you things that you've already been trading, right? Stocks that you like, you can use a screener. You can look at the list that I provided and definitely you want to start to chart support and resistance on stocks that you like. And then you can always go into your paper account if you have a paper account and put on as many trades as you like in the paper account. Pick your strikes, turn them on, and see how they play out. We have a spreadsheet that you're using for the small account challenge. Be sure once your trade is open and going and the money is there that you're filling in your spreadsheet. Alrighty. Who are you competing against? You. You're challenging yourself. We're not challenging one another. We're here to learn, and we're going to learn by challenging ourselves. Alrighty. Small account challenge is still going on. Going left, we're looking at 1 to 2 strategies and getting some education. The E2T membership is always open. Morning calls, which is where we're here. Weekly training calls on Wednesdays, and we have a monthly coaching call and a Telegram. All the goodies. All the goodies. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Alrighty. Let's do our daily declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account is growing more and more each week. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it is you who gives us the power to get wealth. Deuteronomy 8:18. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen. 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 Okay, we always do two things in this community when we're trading in this here stock market. Two things. We stay green and we get this money. All right. I want you all to have a good green day, a great green day. And I will see you in the Telegram. If you are a small account challenger, I'll see you in the Telegram. We can communicate there. You're welcome, Franco. Or you can send me an email if you're not. All right. All right. Y'all have a good green day in the market. Goodbye, everyone.